Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator in the world for technology startups. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we do these roundtables, free mentoring roundtables, week after week after week. This is the 620th session. And the event is being recorded. We have all recordings of roundtables, public roundtables, available on the YouTube channel 1M1M Roundtables. On Twitter, we're at 1Mby1M and at Stromana. Today's hashtag is 1M1M. I'm thinking, given all the drama that's going on around Twitter, I don't know what to think of it at this point, but we still continue to have some amount of activity on Twitter, but Elon Musk is making a real mess out of this. Anyway, we are about to start the entrepreneur pitch section. These are the call-in instructions. So we will definitely have time for audience call-in and conversations, which happens pretty regularly, and we get wonderful conversations through these audience interactions. So these are the numbers, but you can also use your computer audio, no problem. Now, expectation setting. Today or another day, if you are pitching here, please know that this is a safe working session. We are completely on your side. We know you're doing your best. We just want to help you accelerate your journey. If you disagree with my feedback, it's okay. It's your venture. It's your prerogative to be able to do whatever you want with it. I'm giving you feedback based on my experience and my knowledge, but that's obviously not the last word on anything. So we're going to start with Niraj Harlalka from Ahmedabad, India. Niraj, please unmute your line and tell us what you're working on. And also turn your video on. I think you had a video.
Yeah. So hi everyone, I'm Niraj Harlalka from Ahmedabad, India. And one interesting part about me is I found my Ikigai, and which is helping others find theirs.
Do people know what Ikigai is? Explain.
Yeah, Ikigai is a Japanese concept which is like finding your true meaning of life. So it's basically a combination of 4 parts: what exactly you like to do or love to do, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you get paid for. So at the intersection of this is where your Ikigai lies.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky to find my Ikigai. Thank you for the slide movement. So my venture is Eduberance Education Ventures. It's called Eduberance. It's basically an online career guidance platform with attitude building courses. So it's basically a learning platform, but with more personalization, and we are focusing on more on the attitude side. So there are a lot of information and courses available on knowledge and skills. We're trying to bring in attitude because we believe that is one area where a lot of Ikigai can be brought into lives of students. And some of the coordinates of mine are mentioned there. So basically, our the target audience we are trying to reach out to is 7th to 12th students of tier B and C cities. Like when we say tier B and C cities, there are a lot of million plus tier B cities in India, approximately 40 plus million plus population cities in India. And there are hundreds of tier C cities. So these are all cities which have internet access, but still they do not have the right kind of access. So the problem statement is career selection as a solution is not available to tier B and C cities. And students sometimes have to flock to the tier A cities, or if it is available, it's very unaffordable for them, like for the kind of students we are trying to target.
Yeah.
So what we have thought about it is bring everything, basically the career counseling which is being done physically now, we digitize everything into an online psychometric, which is basically a computer-based psychometric, So it has adaptive learning capabilities. We are in the process of building it. Around 2 years of research into it, and I think there is some more required because it's a very greenfield kind of thing we want to build. And of course, video, whatever video we do, try to make it interactive and in vernacular. Because so we're starting with the Hindi belt, which is like got a huge population of students.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Tier B is 40 cities that are million plus population. What population range are the Tier C cities that you're going after?
So tier C ranges anywhere between 200 K and above. Like we don't want to go to cities. So we look at it from another angle as well. We have a database of schools available. So
Mhm.
any city which has less than 100 schools, we would not like to start with that city for now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the vernacular distribution, how much of this is Hindi going to cover?
So if you look at, so currently we want to start with Hindi, which covers almost 60% of India is covered through the Hindi.
Okay,
So, and that is the first vernacular we want to target.
sure.
Yes. Yeah. So primarily our go-to-market strategy would be using content marketing. So content in terms of we already have a lot of articles on our site. Now we're creating videos. We've just released a couple of videos on our platform now, and also the existing channels. So if you look at content, the distribution will be done through YouTube, Instagram, ShareChat, and the SEO, which has already started. And if you look at the existing channels, we would love to tie up with counselors who are there and school chains and existing service providers. Like there are a lot of companies which are already providing services like SMS services or ERP services to these schools, or even some of them have even done a lot of other services like books, publishing of books. So we would love to tie up with them and go through these channels if we are going to these schools. Otherwise, we want to do it like a D2C. So on the SEO part, we are already getting around 16K organic site visits now. So it's been about a couple of years now. And the registrations have also started. We've got 200 plus registration at 6 USD. That's around 500 Indian rupees. So we
Mm.
want to keep it affordable, less than 1,000 for sure. But anywhere between 500 to 1,000 is our range where we want to target it.
Mhm.
And next year we should hit 10K projection. That is what we're targeting because currently we're still in the research phase. The early traction has started for us. Okay.
And these, how long has it been that you have had these registrations, people actually using the product?
So it's been around 8 months. We've started doing bits of live cohorts as well to get some feedback with the initial students. And
And what are
we've
you
also,
hearing from them?
sorry.
What are you hearing from them?
So we need to have more exciting content. I think the attitude building side, it gets a little monotonous for them. The kind of exposure they are getting already on the internet. So we need to make our videos a lot more entertaining than what they are currently. That is one great feedback we've received from a lot of our students. So we are working on that. We're trying to include as many graphics, animations, bring in some characters as well. So that is one big feedback we got from our first set of users. Uh, I think also the course length. So students do not want to watch anything which is like so short. We have to do some kind of bite-sized content. Currently, it's a long format which we have used. So we've also worked on the quiz. It was not there earlier. We brought in a quiz section to test their knowledge in between. Yeah.
But what are this, what you're talking about is all format, but what about the, what are they dying to learn in career counseling? What are they hungry for?
So they basically a lot of the challenges which they face is like, for example, the 21st century skills like confidence, communication, collaboration. They have just heard these words and they do not know how to go about it, how to build their confidence or how to kind of learn more about collaboration. Not after they've joined some college. That's kind of too late for them. So if they need to do some attitude building, like for example, they need to know about resistance, persistence, which they are not aware. English speaking is something which is a major problem for them. So that is why we've brought it into Hindi, and we're trying to address that language is not the main requirement, communication is. So these kind of self-confidence building, attitude building stuff is what our thesis was that is the missing piece in a lot of students who either migrate or even now are doing remote jobs. So they are not very confident. So they end up getting a lot less paid, and sometimes they even drop out. So in India, the dropout rate is around 73%. So like for 100 students who should be in college, only 23 turn up in college.
Mhm.
So that dropout is because they lose confidence somewhere. So we are trying to provide them the confidence building measures. Yeah.
So let me start addressing your questions. How to
Yes.
scale while bootstrapping is I would kind of go with a school by school approach, in the sense that, let's say you get one or two good students in one school, the word of mouth would spread if you could get a lot of people within the same school.
Mhm.
And you know, you have 7th grade to 12th grade, right? That's 5 grades. And
Yeah, 6.
6 grades. What is the total number of students per grade? Is it 20, 30, 50, 100? What are we talking?
So on an average, we would have more than 50 students per grade, at least in the schools we are targeting.
Okay, so 300 students minimum is your per school target.
Right.
So if you can do school by school, it's a lot more efficient, and and you need strategies for doing school by school. Can you do some school level deals where maybe the school kind of promotes it through their, maybe the parents are paying, but the school helps you promote it, and you do school by school. So it's a, you know, if you can get all 300, then we are talking at $6, $1,800 per school. That's actually a decent revenue, decent amount of growth. So if you can, and then after you do school by school, I would do region by region or city by city, because of the word of mouth. So you want the word of mouth to spread. You want everybody in that community to be talking about you. So if there are 100 schools in a particular city, well, that's a lot of students, right?
Right.
That's 3 million students. No, 100 schools, sorry, 30,000 students.
Yeah.
Per city. So 30,000 students, $1,800 per school. That's, I would say, if you cast a wide net and try to do it purely on the basis of whoever comes to you, you will not be able to get the kind of leverage that you get if you engineer the program for word of mouth.
Okay.
So that's my 2 cents. Is pre-product selling recommended? Hard to say, you know, what pre-product is. I mean, in enterprise software, we do a lot of pre-product selling. You know, we call it sell, develop, build, sell. So you sell the concept, then you develop, then you build, and then you go actually sell and get the paycheck. But I mean, get the payment. But in this kind of a thing, I'm not sure if you have to put something out there, some minimum viable product out there from which people can start getting value right away.
Right.
Because if it's a, you know, if you do have 30,000, 50,000, 60,000 people, and they all come looking for something and don't find it, you promise them something and they don't find it, then the negative word of mouth is also going to spread like fire.
Right.
So we have to be careful. I would kind of do many things to serve students better. I would try to get to those, you know, things that they really want to learn. You need to understand your student base and see what is it that they're really trying to learn. What is it that will capture their attention, grab their interest, and just productize to that, position to that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great. We can talk
Shubham,
about, yeah?
just one small like trivia.
Sure.
So I attended the 155th Roundtable. So that was in 2013.
Oh, wow. Long time
It
ago.
was an EdTech platform on, I called it ERP. You suggested don't use that word. You're misleading me. So just to give you a trivia, small trivia.
I see. Okay.
Thanks a lot for being around and helping entrepreneurs like us for such a long, long time. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Okay. Davron from Nigeria. Smile. That's great.
Okay, like you already know, my name is Davron Williams. I'm from
Davron, do you have a video
People's-
or you're not putting on your video?
What?
You're not putting your video on?
Okay.
It's not compulsory, of course, but if you do have a video, it's nice to look at you.
Okay, this is me. Hello.
Oh, well, keep going. Let's not wait. Keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, can you see me now?
Yes, I can see you. Please go ahead.
Okay, like I started on before, my name is Davron Williams from Nigeria. I love to make people smile. But before we go on, just to give you an idea why I am about to start what I'm doing right now, about to do what I'm doing, or why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. It's because I want to give a chance to people that don't have the opportunity to showcase themselves, their gifts, their creativity, what they believe in. I want to give a chance to people that don't have the stage to present themselves, what they can offer at the table. That's why I came up with My Tailor.
Okay.
So next slide, please. Okay, like you know already, My Tailor, our value pre-position is empower passion, creativity, and community, like I explained earlier on. And so it's to give people that they don't want what it's common with everybody. They have their own idea of this is the kind of clothes I want to wear. So they can design theirs, they can draw inspiration from other people's design from our, our, our platform. We will do a live fashion show for everybody, like both the smallest fashion designer from the smallest illustrator. Those are the people we are targeting. We engage and also record. We try to bring people on board, engage them, and make them being recognized. We also render tailoring services, training services, and administration management.
Okay.
Next slide, please. Our target audience are fashion, everybody that has enthusiasm about fashion, amateur designers, professional designers, tailoring and fashion business, fashion competitors, community seekers. There are people that like talking about fashion. We also are targeting them online fashion shops and fashion event organizers.
Okay.
Next slide, please. We have like a whole lot of problems that we want to solve. The market gap, customer relationship issues, and customer feedback, what customers get at the end of the day. The finances, there are people that want to wear like clothes that look like designers like Louis Vuitton, but because they can't afford that. So we want to bring in people that are in a lower grade that can afford good design, but on a smaller rate of amount. Complex design interface where they can come up with certain designs that are very complex, but in a simpler way. Admin efficiencies, those are the problems gap that we are trying to cover. Please, next slide.
Davron, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Your business is targeting American consumers, but
basically, no, that was an error while I was typing. I had to send it because the same day, Maureen asked me to send it, so I had to just type in and send it. I didn't have the time. Honestly, I didn't have the time to go through it. I have a corrected version.
So you're doing this for the Nigerian consumer?
No, I'm doing it for the whole world.
Yeah, but that's not going to work. You need to pick some place, and as I
No, I'm starting from Nigeria. Then, when we saturate Nigeria, we step to the next country. We step to the next country because we have to understand the tradition and culture, what people like in every country. So that's how it's going to run. We go from one country to the other.
Yeah, you have to go culture by culture and country by country, and it makes sense for you to do it in Nigeria since you're in Nigeria.
Yes, that is exactly what we are planning on. That's what we are doing.
Okay, and so what stage are you in? Is this already happening, or is it some planning?
It's in the planning stage. I'm doing currently. I have designers and coders, programmers. They are on it right now. Design is done. They are in the programming stage. When they are done with the coding and designing of the app, then advertising should start in a couple of a month or two. Advertising should have started.
Okay. So this is still a concept stage. You're just building the minimum viable product. That's the stage of the business at the moment.
Yes, please. Okay. Yes, please.
All right. So tell me more about what questions do you have? I understand what you're trying to do. What are your questions?
How do you think I could gain the presence of the market for each country?
Are you going to build this as a two-sided marketplace?
Yes, please.
So you're going to invite designers to be on the platform, and you're going to have customers, consumers on the platform working with those designers?
Exactly.
And are the tailors also going to be on the platform?
Yes, please.
So this is going to be a marketplace all across the board. Consumers, designers, tailors, whatever, in the fashion ecosystem, you're going to put everybody on this platform.
Yes, in one box. Yes.
Okay. So in two-sided marketplaces, typically the suppliers tend to be the ones that are more willing to come on with the idea that they're going to get marketing support through the platform. So the designers and the tailors are more likely to come. So you should go recruit a critical mass of designers and tailors to come on your platform so that you can start catering to consumers. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
So do you have a strategy for bringing in the supply side?
Currently, I've been going about trying to talk to individual persons, and since the platform is not a running one yet, we have a slight of restriction. So they have been asking, a couple of persons have been asking, okay, Davron, okay, we like the idea, and it's going to make us get popular and get sales. So apart from getting popular and getting sales, when do we start signing up and getting this running? That's what they've been asking.
So you need the minimum viable product to be ready to sign them on. But is there a fashion design school in Nigeria? Are there some fashion design schools?
There's a whole lot of them, and that's why like I stated, we are also bringing a fashion school, like everybody that anything that has to do about fashion.
Yeah.
People that sells accessories, everybody that. So we are bringing all for people that to actually fashion and designing. So we'll bring them on board too.
Yeah. So I think this may be a good start once, as you have your MVP going, to work with a bunch of fashion schools and get the designers and the tailors to sign up onto the marketplace and start using that platform. And then you can, what the advertising that you're doing, actually Nigeria traffic is not very expensive. So you can start experimenting using Nigeria traffic with a little bit of social media advertising. And also you can probably within the school itself, you will be able to get some things going.
Okay.
If there are a number of schools, if there are a lot of fashion design schools, then I would kind of bring those schools on to the platform and start interacting within amongst themselves. So they both work as designers and tailors, but they can also be consumers, because there's a school full of people, and let them, they're all obviously interested in fashion. So again, the word of mouth is going to spread. This is actually, it's interesting that we've talked about 2 case studies today, both of which have go-to-market strategies of going through schools. And I kind of like these go-to-market strategies through schools and colleges, is because you can, get a lot of word of mouth. If you can penetrate school by school, you can get a lot of word of mouth going, and then these students will bring in their friends and their communities and so forth. So that's actually a very good go-to-market strategy.
Okay, it's also part of our plan, and what you said is very okay with me. And we are looking at not just school by school, we're also doing it in normal day-to-day workplace, because there are people that don't have
but
time.
listen, Davron, you're gonna need
Yes.
need something to begin.
Yes, that's like I told you, that's the first plan that
Which is why I'm saying, what I'm saying is go get the schools, get your MVP out in the hands of people in the schools, learn, because your product is not going to work perfectly right away. You're going to need feedback. You're going to need beta users. You're going to need people to use the product, to give feedback, etc. So I think these fashion schools are a perfect place to do that.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, folks, if you like what we are doing here, as you can see, it's, very crisp, serious strategy discussions is what we are doing here. If you like that approach, please let people know and ask them to come and participate. Resource-wise, you'll find everything at 1Mby1M.com. There is a Entrepreneur Journeys blog series that is full of case studies. That's very good to learn from. The Entrepreneur Journeys book series, we have published 12 volumes of case study based books. Those are good to learn from. These roundtables happen every week. You can come as many times as you want. You're not supposed to pitch more than one time for free. If you have pitched already for free once, you're supposed to go to the premium program, and that's where we do the real, acceleration work on a weekly basis. We work with you on a weekly basis. The full acceleration program is 1M Premium, and you get extensive methodology guidance. You have a great curriculum to work with. We help you with business development, where we have contacts, strategy consulting on a weekly basis, this kind of format. And there's a lot of details that goes into the building of a business. So there are a lot of strategy elements that have to be paid attention to, and we do all that iteration inside the premium program private roundtables. And then when you're ready for financing, we'll introduce you to investors. In the meantime, we will help you get ready for financing. Getting ready for financing is a very involved process. There's a lot of work involved. I suggest you go to the self-assessment. I always advise people to look at the self-assessment just because, you know, this is what investors ask you. These are the questions, these due diligence questions investors would ask you, and it's good for you to answer these questions for yourself because, you know, you are an investor in your venture. So you should do due diligence just the way investors do. We are very big believers in bootstrapping. There is a 1 hour, less than 1 hour bootstrapping course stuck to the top of the blog, the absolute top of the blog. You can look at it there. It's an excellent course. We have a lot of Udemy courses. So for both of you, Davron and Niraj, there is a lot of material on EdTech. We have several EdTech courses, online education EdTech courses on Udemy. We also have two-sided marketplaces course on Udemy. So you will find tons of material on Udemy that you can very easily, you know, build on top of and you know, develop your learning based on. Case studies is how we teach. And the more domain-specific case studies you digest, the more you see how people are becoming successful, and it's very, very good way of learning, and you get a lot of inspiration too. There are discount coupons every month. We publish discount coupons. So if you go to this link, Maureen can give you the link in public chat as well. You will find October coupons there. You can also join 1M1M Basic, which is our full curriculum access at $99 a month. So go to the website, look around, 1M Basic, Premium, figure out what is the best way for you to learn. There's FAQs, video FAQs, curriculum discussion. And as I said, we have thousands of successful entrepreneur case studies, and you learn from people who have done it before. That is the uniqueness of the 1M program. We are exposing you to people's journeys at a very deep level and a very extensive level, and it's very well organized. So you're learning from people in a very efficient way. I'm not the only one teaching the program. The who's who of technology entrepreneurship are teaching you their lessons from the trenches. If you're coming here for financing, please go over the investor introduction part of the website. It's there's a lot of stuff to understand in that process. Our mantra is bootstrap first, raise money later. Do not go to investors as beggars, go as kings. That's it. We have 3 more roundtables in October, and you're very welcome to come. I will be doing next week's roundtable from California, and then I'm traveling, so I will be in India October 16th onwards. So the October 19th and 26th roundtables I'll be doing from India. We can take more questions now. So if you are here and if you like to ask questions, please do. We have definitely plenty of time to answer questions and have more dialogues. Let us know in public chat. Maureen can put you on the panel. If you have questions about the 1M program after this session, Irina Patterson is your contact. She will be happy to get on the phone, WhatsApp, Skype, whatever you want. I see Alex Reed wanting to talk. Irina, I'm sorry, Maureen, could you? Yeah, Alex is on the panel, so please go ahead, Alex. Tell us where you're joining from, what you're working on, and so on.
Hey, let me see if I can share my video. Hi, how you doing?
Hello, where are you joining from?
I'm actually, at the moment, I'm in San Mateo in the Bay Area.
Oh.
I'm normally in London, and our team is between London and Edinburgh. We're connected with the Edinburgh University, their data science and AI.
Interesting. I'm actually going to Scotland, including Edinburgh, on the 16th of November.
Oh, really? Oh, my co-founder lives there, and we our first hire is there as well.
All right.
Have you been before?
I've not. I'm really looking forward to it. We actually are attending a wedding of a friend, so we're gonna, pad it up with a bit of sightseeing, Isle of Skye and the Highlands and so forth, and Loch Ness, and then do the wedding in Edinburgh.
Well, it's a lovely place as long as you get the weather. The weather is
It'll be
it
cold.
yeah, and it rains. I think it's one of the wettest places in the world. It rains more than 20 days out of every 30, and every time I've been there, it's rained a lot. So it lives up to its reputation. Well, anyway, I pray that you get good weather.
Thank you. So what are you working on?
So yeah, I messaged you in the week because I think almost 10 years ago now, you wrote an article which was about the semantic web. So this is pre all this Web3 blockchain malarkey. You refer to Web3 about as the semantic web, and you talk about had this whole example which was about let the bot shop or something along that line. And it talked about this experience that we have now, which is, effectively a very manual process of going around, and as a human, we all sort of look at the same things and we try and filter to the things that are relevant to us,
Right.
which is when you've got, a million products basically now for any purchase, is a very arduous task. And I don't know if you've thought about this problem more with the recent developments in
Yes, I
these
have.
foundational models, and especially the clip model and these large image text multimodal models. But we've been thinking about this for a good 6 years. I used to work, and my co-founder, in big retail platforms building AI for retailers, which is these AI assistants that try and help you get to what you're looking for faster, effectively.
Yeah.
But what we sort of realized in implementing these for retailers is that as a retailer, of course, you've got two problems. Like, one is that you only see part of every consumer's purchasing journey, so you just see what they do on your site, and they do 90% of it on other sites. So they do a bunch of things. They come to you, you say, "Oh, what are you looking for?" They might have just spent like 10 hours already sifting through stuff, and then they leave. And if they don't buy something from you, then you don't know what they buy. So you have a very small subset of their purchasing journey to try and guess what they're looking for. And then the other problem, of course, is you're only going to recommend your own products, because you're not going to recommend, if there's something much better at a competitor, you're not going to tell them about that.
That's right.
So we started this company called Moonsift, which is, the idea is so all the AI that exists in shopping at the moment basically lives in disconnected retail silos. And we had this vision that it seems inevitable to us that eventually the AI that consumers use will live with them, travel with them, be able to see their full purchase journey, and rather than trying to sell them things, it would help them make good decisions and help them find the things that are genuinely most relevant to them.
Yep. And what business model are you considering? Is it an affiliate business model then?
Where we believe this will end up is a similar outcome to what we see on Google today, where for any purchase there's going to be a lot of relevant products, and brands will pay to move themselves up the consideration chain. I guess somewhat like what you see in retail media on a platform like Amazon, where a lot of, I think, Amazon, one of Amazon's largest revenue streams now is promoted products. I think they earn about.
So you want to do this as almost like a search engine business?
Good question. The way we don't want to, we want to go with people's existing shopping habits. So already the product that we have in market is a browser extension and app that people can access from any store they're shopping on. So you could be on Nike and be looking at shoes there, and you'd be able to say, oh, I like the look of this, and it will already know what you're looking at Nike. Already we have that technology that it can see every SKU on every retailer, and then it will be able to say, okay, yeah, if you're looking at this here, in 1 second, zoom around every other store, knowing your taste, knowing what you're looking for, and say, okay, these would be the other products you'd want to consider from other stores. So it would travel with the consumer wherever they shop.
Yeah.
But we also have a central hub. So at the moment, we have a tool that allows people to save or clip, kind of like Pinterest for shopping, where they can, whatever store they're browsing on, they can put things that they're considering into one place and compare them all side by side. So we already have that in place. And it would be similar with this, where you would be building up, you'd be researching a new table to buy, let's say. You'd be putting in the tables that you like, and you could either get recommendations directly on Wayfair, or you could be back in your collection where you've got all your tables from different stores, and it would also be recommending in there.
So you're starting people out with this browser plugin.
Yeah.
They start shopping there, but you also are giving them kind of their own closet or store,
Yeah.
personalized store, and abilities to use that information to do more shopping. So you are giving them a destination that is your branded destination where they store their stuff.
Exactly. It travels with them, and then they've got their own personal space where they keep track of everything that they've found that they like.
So then what is the business model? Then you want to help brands advertise into that site?
So at the moment we have plugged in affiliate because that's so easy to do. But and to be honest, unlike a normal affiliate business where you're kind of having to pay to acquire a customer, and then you try and make a small margin on the affiliate. This is we're actually doing quite well with this model in that we acquire someone once, and they keep using our tool whenever they're shopping. Right. So we keep getting affiliates. So it's not. We have, so on the platform, we launched the universal thing in February this year to about 1,000 or so people. It's grown 25% plus month on month for the last 7-8 months. So now I think we just finished September with over 7,000 people who are taking our North Star action, which is saving items into Moonsift. On average, they save about between 30 and 40 items each a month. But effectively for every user that's saving something, we have 10x that in people that are visiting those collections, because people are sharing what they're shopping with close friends, family. Whenever people are making these like quite big purchase decisions, they often bring people in. So we had about 80,000 people on Moonsift or 70,000 people in September, of which about 7,000 were saving things. Okay. The other 60,000 were looking at what other people had saved.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then have you started seeing conversions yet in terms of affiliate revenue?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we've done. So of course we've only begun that journey of monetizing it. So we've plugged into only one affiliate network. So far, we put at least $250,000 through that in terms of like gross value. For us, the commission is roughly 5% at this stage. I think in a mature phase, it would be closer to sort of 7-8. And once we start moving to more promotion, once you move towards like what Google Shopping do, they charge between about 12 and 15%. Mm-hmm. And then if you do promoted products, then you can actually charge all the way up to 100% of the product price, depending on which sounds crazy, I know, but companies like I was speaking to Gap, for example, and they said to get a customer to make their second Gap purchase, we'll pay you the full price of the product, because the LTV of someone making a second purchase on Gap goes up considerably. So yeah, there's there's a bit of a ladder to building out the margins on it, but yeah, we've already put a reasonable amount of volume through affiliate.
This is sounding very good, because affiliate businesses actually are not that complicated to build,
Yeah,
right? It's really straightforward.
it's been the easiest part of our whole product by far, has been plugging in the affiliate part. The data side of it's been with by the way, I don't know if you've thought this deeply about this problem, but the reason that it's been very hard for someone to build this, what we're calling a shopping co-pilot for the entire internet, is that it's extremely hard to get a view of what people are shopping across thousands of different stores, and get product data from thousands and thousands of different stores, not just historical product data, but like the latest things that those stores are stocking effectively. And it's through this plugin that we've created that we're getting that data that is going to train the models that will provide these recommendations. So at the moment, we're getting data on about 10 million products a month through the existing product we have in market, and that's the real unlock for us to be able to build this co-pilot. We spent months and years really trying to get hold of this data, see if anyone had it, how could we buy it, could we scrape it, and this solution that we now have, it's taken years to build because we had to integrate with thousands of stores.
So you're scraping, you are integrating.
Well, I say integrate, that's the word that we use internally, but effectively we do manually get one of our team to go and read the HTML on each store and understand how they code their SKUs into the store. And we launched our product with only 30 stores. This is years ago. And we really only appealed to a very small niche, which was personal stylists. So that's people that do fashion styling for people in the UK, basically in London. So we had 30 stores, and we said to the stylists, if you ever on a store that we don't, cover, here, there's a little button here, you just press it and we'll get one of our team to integrate it in the next 7 days. And through that process, we kind of got them to pull, because how do you decide which stores to add, right? But instead we put it on them and they asked us, and we got to 1,000 stores like that, and we thought, gosh, like this is just never going to end. And we got to 2,000, and eventually with that many examples of how to read SKUs in HTML, we were able to build an algorithm that could, for any other store in real time, use a combination of those examples to read any to find SKUs in any store. So yeah, we spend a lot of time.
So you have done work on some scalability, scalably extracting the data and populating your database. Now this is also now getting to the point where the infrastructure cost of running this thing at scale is going to be high. And this is something you need to pay attention to, because affiliate commissions are small.
Yeah.
So if and plus in your business model, a lot of people will be using things for free and not buying, and like one purchase will probably have to support a lot of free usage. So this is a headache that you're going to have to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we have done a lot of thinking about it. I'm fortunate in that my co-founder is a data scientist. He's been working in machine learning for over 12 years now. So this has always been very much top of his mind. And we've been very clever on how we've efficiently held this data. And so our costs on the data side are at the are pretty reasonable. Like for example, we earn more money through affiliate than we currently pay for data costs. But yeah, it is a good point to bring up, and we're now embedding our products into a vector database so that we can start running these foundational models on it. And there's another cost. I mean, again, it's not actually that much the way we're doing it, and we've only started with this subset of our products, but yeah, it's interesting. The early outcomes we're seeing are pretty interesting. I can share a landing page which has some examples, but the ability for these models to semantically understand a product creates a whole new possibility on how people will discover items.
Very good. Very interesting. I'm glad you came, and I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm very happy.
Yeah, no, well, I appreciate you writing that article because it was a good read, and it sort of I was glad to see someone else was seeing the world like we were. We weren't just these crazy people.
I'm a big fan of personalization. I did a lot of that kind of stuff very early on in 1999. I founded the first personalized fashion shopping website and all that, e-commerce. At the time, there was no e-commerce in fashion, so
I
back of
just wrote an article. I wrote an article earlier this week about why we've had good personalization in music and media, and why it's been so much harder to unlock e-commerce. I can share that with you, but it was we've spent a lot of time thinking about that and trying to understand why is personalization in e-commerce so lacking compared to these other domains, and I think you'll find that the reasons are pretty valid. There's several reasons that make it a lot harder of a problem to solve.
All right.
Yeah, happy to share that with you.
Please do. Okay, folks, anybody else? That was a very interesting roundtable. I enjoyed listening to all three of you and learning about what you're doing. Is there anybody else who wants to chat, wants to ask questions? No? All right, folks, I don't see any more hands up, so I'm going to adjourn the session and we will see you next week. If you want to pitch, just go to the Roundtable page and register, and Maureen will send you instructions. Thank you for coming. Bye.